have connections to Tiffany. My wife is Annette Mitchell, and Wayne and Margaret Mitchell were her folks, so we still have that property in Tiffany that is part of what we're dealing with. But I'm here to talk about the data center issue. This is something that's been going on in Janesville for over a year now, and now we know of 4 different spots in the county. The problem with data centers, part of the biggest problem for me has been the lack of transparency on the part of those who are signing non-disclosure agreements, but then also just all the issues that I am concerned about with environmental stuff. I live with 24/7 tinnitus. Data centers make a constant noise, day in, day out, overnight. And then there's also the light issue, constant lighting. So you step outside and you think it's broad daylight kind of thing. There's so many other things that, 96, not enough time to list it all, but I'm sure there's other people here who are going to add to what I have to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Denise Van Vliet.
Denise Van Fleet, 3722 B Lane, Beloit, Wisconsin. We live in a vibrant outdoor culture that's full of adventure, relaxation, scenic travel, natural beauty, coastlines, rivers, lakes, and creeks. 114 million visitors annually come to the state of Wisconsin for these very reasons. $1.7 billion in state and local taxes are earned as a result of the visitors to this beautiful state. Tourism dollars spread across all 72 counties, especially for small businesses and family-owned resorts and restaurants. Tourism supports 182,000 jobs in Wisconsin. Recreation activities provide $12 billion of income to the state of Wisconsin and employs over 100,000 people. Let's preserve undeveloped, non-urban spaces for the air, the trees, the peace, fish, wildlife, and for the people, the residents of this community. Thank you.
Alyssa Cabazello.
Yeah.
Is there a way to turn off the microphone at all?
Yeah, it's hard to hear.
What's the microphone
Thank
number?
you.
What's the number?
They're all turned on.
Hi, my name is Alyssa Capizello. I live on 1360 North Sumac Drive in Janesville, Wisconsin.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the address?
What was that?
Can you repeat the address?
Yeah, 1316 North Sumac Drive.
Thank you.
I'm from the north side of Janesville. I'm here in the town of Turtle for the first time because bringing a single data center, nevertheless multiple, to our county would put a strain on our natural resources, affect our already horrendous air quality, and leave many citizens vulnerable to pick up the cost of this project. The benefits do not outweigh the risk. I ask that you stop this project until we have more information, a better idea of the long-term effects of data centers in residential areas. We all want to see Rock County thriving and growing, but we need to do this responsibly. I understand that you're elected to make decisions based on community input. The community is being vocal about mindful development. The community deserves to have their voices heard, and they deserve transparency. Please honor the moratorium. Mother Earth is an heirloom, and it's up to us to be good stewards. Thank you for your time.
Colleen, is it Wig?
Why?
White?
Why?
Hello, my name is Colleen White, and I live at 703 Meadow Park Drive in Clinton. And my concern too is the fact that this company does not seem to have any respect for the environment or for lives. They use over 1 million lithium batteries, and those do not go out, they burn out on their own. They have yet to take and find a way to put them out otherwise. So if you have 1 million lithium batteries and they have to burn out on their own. And when they do, they release gases that are cancerous. I feel that the company needs to do something different because we do not have the manpower or what it takes to keep those gases in line. Thank you.
Thank you. Melody Clark?
Hello, my name is Melody Clark, 4308 East County Road S here in the town of Turtle. There are already 4,200 data centers in the United States. There are only 300 in China. There are 11,000 in the entire world. That means that the US contains 37% of data centers. The US population is only 4.2% of the world's population, yet for some reason, we and our children and our children's children are bearing the repercussions of these centers. We don't need another data center. We need access to clean water, farmland, fossil fuels, not increased utility bills, noise pollution, and decimated resources. These data centers destroy environments, health, well-being of the residents of those communities. They consume energy, fossil fuels that our community, you and I, will end up paying for. There are no real benefits to data centers for smaller communities. Recent research shows that the promised great tax revenues that these companies boast actually offer very little economic development at the local level. In addition, operational employment is basically negligent. Computers run these things, they don't need humans. And the indirect jobs that are created for construction and so forth are temporary. There's no need to enter into any type of agreement with a data center developer, even a cost reimbursement agreement. We do not need to spend time and resources to study whether or not to develop one. This community does not want a data center. We do not need a data center.
Time.
Thank you.
Lauren Walsh?
Good evening, my name is Lauren Walsh. I live at 11940 South Maxworthy Road. It's a Clinton address, but it is Turtle Township. I work as a family physician. I am born and raised in Turtle Township and a lifelong resident who is very excited to come back after all of my training is finished. I returned to serve my community. I returned because I was never from Beloit or Clinton. I was from Turtle, and I was really proud to tell people that. It's the best. It's where my roots are, and they've brought me back to this community. I think you guys have a very difficult decision, and I understand that. There are a lot of benefits and risks that need to be weighed with your decisions. There is no part of our economy, ecosystem, anything that would be not affected by this building project of this scale. I think we need more information, but more importantly, I think we need to know who is this going to come from if the information is funded by Panattoni. If they fund the research, how can we be assured that there will not be bias present in what they are telling us? Please beware of the bias, make educated decisions to benefit people of Turtle Township and that will last for generations. Be cautious with large corporations that do not make decisions to benefit our township. Time is on our side. We can take the time we need to give the amount of thought and consideration to any decision, but especially one this large, and we deserve to do this for our community. Their urgency does not need to be our emergency.
Marcus Martinez?
Marcus Martinez, 9336 South Butterfly Lane, Town of Turtle. I am asking the board to vote to approve an at minimum 18-month moratorium on all data center proposals and eventually a ban on data centers in our community. The citizens of our community need that time to review all the implications of a data center. We are a community that depends on natural resources such as our streams, our creeks, and most of us are on well water. According to the Environmental and Energy Study Institute, the average data center consumes 1 to 5 million gallons of water per day, whereas a community of our size utilizes roughly 240,000 gallons per day. So one data center would use roughly 21 times as much water as our town of Turtle does. My question is, where will that water come from? Data centers create wastewater runoff, and what are the implications of that? And what about the emissions, the noise, and other aspects of data center? How does that pollute the air that our families breathe? We cannot truly grasp the repercussions the data center will have on our community's future generations. The board must vote on a moratorium and on a ban on town staff signing NDAs. Lastly, to show the citizens of this community that you care, the idea of a data center and NDAs must be put before the town citizens for a vote. This town belongs to the people. Do not forget that. Thank you for your time.
Sue Fugate.
Hi, my name is Sue Fugate. I live in the town of Beloit, and thanks for listening to me. I just have
Can I
one
get the address,
question,
please?
and that is,
I have to list the name and address.
2771 South Mohican Drive, town of Beloit, your neighbor. So I just have one question really, and that is, because an NDA was signed and we requested a Freedom of Information Act, when was that signed?
Good question. Make your comment.
Keep
No,
going, Sue.
that is my comment.
Not
Is that
answering
something
the
that's
question.
known?
We're not here to answer questions, we're here to get your comments, make your comment.
But you signed it,
I did.
and do you remember when you signed it?
No, I don't.
Was it the last month? Was it the
Let
last
me answer
6
it this way.
months?
I signed that in the fall of last year.
The fall of 2025?
Correct.
Why didn't you date it?
I did. I don't know why. I just did.
Well, I mean, Roger, that's just kind of why we're puzzled by all of this. This has been going on, it's been going on in my town, and an NDA was also signed well before any of us had information. So I think that thank you for letting me know that it was the fall of 2025.
Time's up. Mark Finnegan.
Here we go.
Mark Finnegan, 7765 South Lathers. There's really nothing I can add to the NDA argument that you won't be, or I'm sorry, the data center argument that you won't be hearing from others here. I guess what I want to point out is the power of social media. These folks are all out here, this is your constituents, and it's just implored on you to listen to your constituents. Don't tell people to go sit down and shut up when they're at the microphone.
Yes.
You want to listen to the people in the community and follow their lead and keep it open. Don't go behind closed doors. Don't make decisions that maybe they're not in the best interest of the whole community. And I just want to say thank you for hearing us, for hearing us out here tonight and giving us a chance to get out ahead of us. So thank you.
Cindy Foltz.
My name is Cindy Foltz. I live at 4629 East Needham Road in the town of Turtle. I respectfully request that the town of Turtle adopt an 18-month moratorium on hyperscale data centers and associated infrastructure, and that you discuss and adopt a data center specific zoning classification, conduct meaningful public engagement throughout the ordinance development process, and ensure future development proposals are evaluated only after comprehensive protections and transparency have been adopted. The town of Turtle should not be placed in a position of developing, revising, or negotiating protective ordinances after a proposal has already been submitted by a data center developer, large industrial applicant, utility provider, or associated infrastructure company. Protective ordinances should instead be established proactively through a deliberate, transparent, and inclusive public process before any application is received or considered. Proactive ordinance development benefits both residents and future large-scale project applicants by establishing clear expectations from the outset. It reduces uncertainty, minimizes disputes, strengthens public confidence in the decision-making process, and helps ensure that future growth occurs in a manner consistent with the town's comprehensive plan, community values, environmental stewardship goals, and long-term vision for responsible development. The town of Turtle has both the authority and responsibility to establish reasonable, proactive standards that safeguard the interests of current and future residents. Development should occur only after adequate protections are in place.
Richard Wolf.
Hi, Rob, you're from UAW?
Ernie?
You're from the UAW?
Yes, I was.
Yeah. Richard Wolf, 1421 Randall Street, Beloit, Wisconsin. Well, I forgot what I was gonna say. I was gonna say like, what prides progress?
Can't hear you.
I was gonna say, like, what prides progress when we have to do these data centers, because, these data centers, they come in all shapes and sizes, and, Turtle lets it go through. I think it's just inviting other data centers to come in. And these sizes are astronomical, because in Utah, they're building like a 62,000 square feet data center. And to cool this thing off, they said it's gonna take the equivalent of 18 atomic bombs that this thing generates, that they have to cool off. And it's just remarkable. It's a Kevin O'Leary project that's going on there. Well, anyways, we build this thing, and we're stuck with it. We have to live with it. And I'm just thinking about our kids and our grandkids, and I don't want them to say, like, what were you thinking when we went ahead with this? So that's kind of my 2 cents.
Very good. Thank you. Now through the first name, Stroman.
Shelley Stroman, 6555 South Kruger Drive, Beloit, Wisconsin, Town of Rock. I'm here on behalf of Rock County Neighbors for Responsible Development, where I am the treasurer and one of the founding members. The first question I have is, I want to pose this to the public that's here tonight. How much more can our community handle? How much more of our natural resources have to be destroyed, taken out? We already have a 2 billion cubic foot LNG facility that's only waiting on PSC air quality permits. And Alliant Energy is already working on an 11-year expired Title V permit. We're also looking at, again, expanding Alliant Energy with bigger turbines and the ability to create more power for a customer that does not exist. So Rock County Neighbors for Responsible Development respectfully request that the town of Turtle adopt an 18-month moratorium on hyperscale data centers and associated infrastructures, and direct town staff, legal counsel, planners, consultants, and other appropriate professionals to develop a comprehensive ordinance framework outlined in this document that we just sent to you the other day. We further request the town conduct meaningful public engagement throughout the ordinance development process and ensure that any future development proposals are evaluated only after comprehensive protections have been established and adopted. Thank you for your time.
Jim Dorr.
Good evening, Jim Noor, 2803 Claremont Drive, Town of Turtle. I've been a resident here for 35 years after growing up in the city and not liking how the city governed its people. I still don't like how they govern people. But now I'm here twice within 3 months. First time over the stop signs. Now we're talking data centers. My biggest concern is the environmental aspect, obviously, but also how much data do they need to collect on us? And at what point do they start shutting off things? So let's be mindful of what power we're giving to these data centers and these mega corporations. And let's not enter into NDAs without everybody knowing about these things ahead of time. Thank you.
Thank you. Sam Nemitz.
Sam Nemitz, 1425 West Burbank Avenue, City of Janesville. Hello everyone, I'm here on behalf of the Rock County Neighbors for Responsible Development. Tonight you guys are being asked to approve reimbursements for water, power, and wastewater studies. That's exactly how Beloit started, quietly with studies and NDAs, long before the public had any knowledge. I saw the same playbook happen in Janesville. NDAs, closed-door talks, secrecy is the strategy with these billion-dollar tech corporations. We're not against development. We're against development that brings no real jobs, drains our water, spikes our energy bills, and leaves us with nothing but noise and light pollution. Billionaire tech companies get rich while working-class people suffer. And unless you're a billionaire tech CEO, the vast majority of people don't want data centers in their communities. Polls show that over 70% of Wisconsinites oppose them. The only people who benefit are the billionaires at the top. Dane County just passed an 18-month moratorium on hyperscale AI data centers, and Charlotte just did yesterday too. If it's possible there, it's possible here. From Turtle to Beloit, to Janesville, to Dane County, to Charlotte, and all over the country, people are fighting back. Join them. That's why we're also calling for this moratorium. So at minimum, we can actually have some time to cover ourselves with real protections before any proposal lands. Time for this community to have a real voice. And at the very least, let's hit pause, listen to residents, and protect Turtle. Protect Beloit, protect Janesville, protect all of Rock County. Thank you.
Laura Rube.
Yes, Rube, thank you. I live at 2661 East Collingswood, that's in the city of Beloit. So I am a resident of the city of Beloit. I'm not originally from this area. And I would say that a big part of the reason that we are in the area is because of the natural beauty, because of the quality of life and affordability. By training, I am an economist. I am the chair of the Department of Economics and Business at Beloit College. I firmly believe that the hard work of the American people and the system of private enterprise are what has led to economic growth in our country. I am certainly not opposed to technological innovation, but I'm also not so naive as to ignore the dangers. A number of people here tonight have brought up the environmental concerns, and I think that is absolutely should be at the forefront of our minds. As I mentioned, we live in Beloit, we live on the creek, we love the natural environment. I know there are many farmers in this room that depend on the physical environment for their livelihoods. A few people have mentioned the increases in energy costs. That will absolutely be true. There is no way that we can currently support the amount of energy that will be needed for these hyperscale data centers. I want to be clear that there are benefits.
Time.
Okay. So thank you.
Lana Hartgrove. Lana Hartgrove.
My name is Lana Duncan Hargraves, Dr. Lana Duncan Hargraves. I live at 5211 West Noss, and I can talk loud enough for you all to hear me. I have a loud So, what I want to ask is all these data centers are going to 15,000 residents, 20,000. We have 130,000 people this is directly affecting. Please think this through. We are one of the largest, most populated counties in the state of Wisconsin. It is directly affecting us, okay? Why do we need a moratorium? Well, first, people are finally moving to Beloit. Go to look at anybody. They're just moving in droves. The housing market has just skyrocketed. My house is worth 4 times what it was. Now, I own a farm. I'm not using I use my well. What am I going to do with my horses if that well is bad? I don't have anything to clean the water for those horses if that water goes bad. Right now, it's clean enough. I'm drinking it without any filters at all. None. So, I'm just something to think about. They just introduced, I'm calling for a moratorium also, because in May 8th, NVIDIA, which is cool if you haven't checked NVIDIA out, introduced a data center the size of the palm of your hand. My question is it possible that this could be another Foxconn? That they could be draining us of our revenues to create these data centers and take our taxpayer dollars? That's something that I want to ask all of you, because, thank you.
Timothy Miller.
Good evening, gentlemen. My name is Timothy Miller. I live at 853 Inman Parkway, Beloit, Wisconsin. I've lived in Beloit for 16 years, along with my lifelong resident, my wife and 2 children. We support responsible economic development, but not at the cost of environment, property values, water, family, family safety. A hyperscale data center of this scale would bring continuous generator emissions, increased diesel and heavy truck traffic, and permanent industrial infrastructure that will change the character of our community. We are deeply concerned about the potential for groundwater drawdown and contamination, the strain of our electrical grid from the power demand, and the long-term impacts of nearby home values and farmland. We respectfully request the board require a comprehensive environmental impact study that includes groundwater and aquifer modeling, generator emissions and air quality analysis, and long-term noise monitoring. A third-party traffic analysis that evaluates construction, operational truck routes, school route safety, and binding enforceable commitments on water use and power allocation before any rezoning, any permits, or incentives are considered. Scale of this proposal demands more than a quick vote. We ask the board to enact an 18-month moratorium to allow independent studies, public workshops, and a transparent review of utility and fiscal impacts. Please put community safety, clean water, property protections ahead of rest improvements. Thank you for your time and consideration.
I don't even know how to guess at this one. Anybody want to take a shot at reading it?
The first names and the last name start with a W. Or you. Come on up.
Hi, my name is Linda Wallace. People actually used to hire me for my handwriting.
I'm in your camp on my handwriting too. So.
I live at 940 Oak Street in Beloit, and I'm new here. I moved here just ahead of COVID by myself. I didn't know anybody when I moved here, and I came here after shopping for 2 long years. I came from northeastern Illinois, where I lived about a quarter mile from a Superfund site. And we spent years fighting against the pollution that the Superfund site had done to our aquifers, and we won. After 4 years, we got clean water and fire protection for 410 homes. But I'm here tonight to talk about the data center. And there's so much to say, but I found something on the website of Aaron Brockovich, who started a reporting website about data centers, and I just wanted to read it. It's very short. If data centers are so great, why are they being built in secret? Why the NDAs? Why the shell companies? Why the secret meetings? Why the elected officials who cannot tell their constituents what was discussed? Why the farmers who had to sign a confidentiality agreement to find out who wanted to buy their land? And why communities find out about $12 billion projects the same day as a press conference? If the benefits are as real as the companies claim, if the jobs are real, if the tax revenue is real, if the economic development is real, then why does every single deal require secrecy? Why does every single...
Tim Saunders, are you listening?
Patty Devine?
Very much so.
Patty Devine?
Hi, I'm Patty Devine, 2518 Hawthorne in Beloit.
Can't hear you.
Sorry. Patty Devine, 2518 Hawthorne in Beloit. Is it? Yeah.
It's the microphone.
Okay, I'll kick on in a second, maybe.
You gotta get closer.
Right up. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I just had a bunch of rhetorical questions for all the decision makers in Wisconsin. So it isn't necessarily directed, and thank you very much for letting me speak. Things that I wondered is why the state of Wisconsin has offered up its natural resources and its citizens to these billion-dollar companies. Why are decision makers considering everything that these billion-dollar companies are telling them is true? How much research has gone into these data centers before decisions have been made? Has anyone talked to anybody over in Pleasant Prairie or any other area where communities are affected by data centers? And I don't think that that's probably been something that people have done, a lot of research. And it's unfortunate because so many people are going to be affected. And there's been so many other wonderful things said prior to me. I just wanted to throw out a few rhetorical questions. Thank you so much.
Dawn Hassel?
Hello, I'm Dawn Hazel. I live at 7770 South Ladders Road here in Town of Turtle. I've been here for probably, I think, around 23 years now. It's my community, it's where I raised my kids. I am here because I want to talk a little bit about the data center. It's huge. I hear that it's 430 acres, 200 with Turtle. Correct me if I'm wrong.
That's 630 acres. That is the size of Disneyland Resorts. Can you hear me now? No. Can you hear me now? No. Okay, I'm just gonna speak. I used to teach, so can you hear me now? Yeah. Okay. This data center is 600 acres. It's the size of Disneyland Resort. Miller Park, I'm gonna call it Miller Park because it's Miller Park to me, 260 acres. That's huge. Okay? I'm from Silicon Valley. I'm from the heart of Silicon Valley. When I go back home, it's unrecognizable. It used to be farmland, not unlike here. We don't get that farmland back. If we have any word workers here, if we have any seamstresses here, measure twice, cut once. We need to have this moratorium because we need to slow things down and we need to know what we're looking at. We want to make an informed decision. So I'm asking you all, please listen.
People over profits. That's it.
Keith Hosel. That was my wife. Keith Hosel, 7770 South Lathers Road. So, here in the town of Turtle. So in the spirit of variety, I'm actually gonna start with the bridge, because we haven't talked about that yet tonight, right? So, when I go back and look at the bridge, public information plan, right, that was written, not followed, 33 residents in the area of the bridge were identified as the affected population. Those 33 people did not get their voice. And we've gone back out and talked to almost all of those 33 people. Still got a couple to go because they haven't been home. And they still feel the same way, right? So we can say that I've talked to a lot of people and they don't want the bridge, you know. We can say whatever, but the folks that were affected still feel the same way, right? So we rushed through the sale of the bridge as a way to try to stop people from caring, and I'm gonna say it doesn't work. So my concern is, right, this is where we tie into the data center, right? So we didn't follow the public information plan for the bridge. We've got an agenda item to talk about changing the comprehensive plan because there's nothing in that comprehensive plan that would support a data center. We're gonna have to change zoning, we're gonna have to change the words around, maintaining our rural environment and a whole lot of other things. So what I'm posing again is the moratorium so we can take our time, right? We can all get together and we can all talk on facts, not fairy tales, right? There's a whole lot of stuff out there. Thank you.
Suzanne Bryant Burns.
Hi, my name is Suzanne Bryant Burns, and I live at 934 East Winfield Court in the town of Beloit. I thank the board very much for hearing us all tonight. We appreciate that. So these data centers are not the quiet neighbors that we are looking for here in Wisconsin. It is an industrial building with few people working in it that demands millions of gallons of water to cool it every single day. This demand on our water could compromise our crops, our homes, and our families. Furthermore, these centers strain our local power grid, drive up the cost of energy for residents while receiving massive tax breaks. They offer small revenue in exchange for the massive permanent strain they put on our infrastructure. Once they are built, they threaten to create permanent noise pollution and to destroy our local landscape. We are not against the technology, but we are against sacrificing our natural resources and the quality of life for it. There are 2 schools within 1 mile of the planned Beloit site. Think about these children. We must prioritize our environment and our people over the corporations, protect our water, protect our air, say no to the data center. I know the board is interested in building a strong community, but I don't think that the data center is the neighbor that you're looking for. We want to grow Rock County and we want to maintain its beauty and its resources. Thank you for your time and your consideration.
John Peterson.
Good evening. I'm John Peterson. I'm from the Beloit. I live at 2387 Turnberry. My background is emergency management, federal firefighting, things of that nature. The fire department really needs to get on its game. One, make sure you have the water flow, all those capacities, the specialty training for these halon and all these poisonous gas systems or things of that nature, how much dirt they're gonna have and all those other things. The fire department, that thing catches fire, a lot of people here are gonna be without property because
it's just gone. That's just one thing. But number two, I'm kind of a real political person, so I'm gonna say it. I mean, really, all of you should really think about this. If you vote in favor of any of these things, look at all these people. I'm sure they can find 5 to 7 people out there to run against any one of you and remove it. Have a great night.
All right, on another note, I have some announcements to make. I would be remiss if I did not say Rock County Pork Producers, their barbecue is June 17th, Thresherman's Park, 4 to 7. They have carryouts, they got music, great food. The next two announcements that I have to make, and this is information only, no one up here is involved in it. Anatoni is having a business luncheon, and that is the developer of said data center, June 22nd, 11:30 at Ironworks Hotel.
Bring your own water.
They are also having, the stations at Garden Prairie Intermediate School from 6 to 8 p.m. on the 22nd. So if you want to know about anything, I would encourage you to attend.
Could you repeat that last one?
It's an open house for residents at Garden Prairie Intermediate School in the town of Beloit from 6 to 8.
Is that the one by the rifle range?
Yes.
Right behind
Yeah.
Turner.
That's it.
Good. That's all?
Christina, that's all.
The luncheon is a business luncheon at Ironworks Hotel, June 22nd, starting at 11:30.
Public is invited.
I don't know.
So, that ends, item 8, citizen comment. We'll move on to number 9, approval of minutes. You have 2 sets of minutes.